Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of In the Cup, and we are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, kind of, from vacation.
Kind of.
Or we're the complete opposite. We're extremely tired, and we need a vacation from the vacation. At least you got one extra day coming back from vacation
Yes.
before diving back into work, but I just went straight into it, and I also have the time that I need to adjust back to.
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep on the couch at like 6:30 last night because, one, I was tired,
Honestly,
and two,
incredible.
yeah. But we'll see how this goes because I know that we were both very disconnected, and I had to catch up on all of the golf things. I was kind of paying attention here and there, but for the most part, you don't get very good reception on the beach, but that's fine. I got a good tan to go with it. So,
Yeah.
but tell me about your trip. I missed you, friend. How was it?
It was good. Very much disconnected. Locked my phone in the glove compartment of the car.
Love it.
For portions of the vacation. But it was good. We saw a ton of friends and family that we haven't seen in a while. We played some golf.
Love it.
We went to Hamilton Farms in Jersey. It was gorgeous. And then we wound up ending up at the beach for like 5 days.
Perfect.
So
Golf and beach.
It was...
And food.
Yes, it was great. So much good food.
Yeah.
So much seafood.
Same.
And just lots of sun. Like, even if I wasn't like sitting on the beach, I was sitting outside by the pool.
Yeah.
It was just very nice to just unplug for real. Because I don't think, like, I haven't taken time off like that since the holidays.
Same.
So I'm like, how is it August?
I know. It's wild. But I agree with you because so I did the first few days in Boston and met up with friends that still live there. And then Em and I went down to the Cape with our sisters. And it was supposed to, like, it was forecasted to rain like the entire time. It did rain on Monday, but we weren't down the Cape yet. But we were looking at the forecast and there were like thunderstorm shower predictions, but every day we woke up and it was a little overcast in the morning, and then by like 10 o'clock it cleared. So it ended up being
amazing,
perfect beach days, but it was humid when we were at the beach. The second day we had to bring our chairs down to the water so we would get the breeze, and oh my God, Atlantic Ocean water is freezing.
So cold.
Yeah, compared to here, I think the ocean water here is like 78 degrees. I don't know what it was over there, but it was cold. My whole bottom was numb just stepping in there.
Yep. I went for a walk with Chad and I was like, oh, let me just go put my feet in. No, I am absolutely not touching the water because it is frigid.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy because like the beach in North Carolina, it's like bath water.
Yeah. Because
it's so hot here. But I guess it's just because it doesn't get hot up there till later in the season.
Yeah. Was it humid though? Because it was humid in Cape Cod.
Yeah, it was very humid now that I think about it. The day we left, we like almost just stayed another day, but we woke up and it was so humid and so gross that I was like, I don't even want to lug a chair to the beach.
Yeah.
So we wound up just sleeping. But yeah, no, it was northeastern humidity just hits different.
Yeah, it does. Like we couldn't wait to take showers when we got back from the beach. Just normal, like after the beach, you want to shower, but when it's hot and humid, like a nice, like a lukewarm shower is probably like the best thing you can do. And it was amazing. We also had a lot of seafood. I brought home a 3.5-pound food baby with me. I just felt the whole time like, because I just wanted to eat all the food, but I felt like stuffed most of the time. Like by after dinner, I was like literally comatose and couldn't move.
But you're like, but I need to get ice cream.
Yeah, of course. Duh. Especially on the Cape.
Yeah.
And we had the cutest little Cape house, like your typical Cape Cod house with the little buoys hanging outside.
That's so sweet.
It was probably one of the best vacations I've taken. It was just so like chill. The group didn't have any drama.
The group you were with is just like, they're so chill.
Yeah. So overall, it was good. Yeah, it was nice to like, I didn't bring either laptop. I didn't bring my personal laptop. I didn't bring my work one. My flights are all on time. Although I did have a little bit of drama with the guy. So I was flying JetBlue. I was sitting in the exit row right behind first class. So there's a bathroom in between. And halfway through, of course, I had to get up to pee, obviously. But the guy across the aisle from me got up too, and a teenage girl had gotten out, and she was talking to her brother. They were in first class. And then she left, they left. And so the bathroom had the green light on. And I was like to the guy, I was like, I think it's open, like the green light's on. And he didn't really acknowledge me. And I had my headphones on with the music. So I was like, did I not talk loud enough? So then I said it again. And he looked at me. He's like, there's somebody in there, like all irritated. And I'm like, okay, bro, like calm down. So then I just walked to the back because I was like, whatever, I'm just going to walk to the back. They're both open. So then I went to the bathroom. I came back. Come to find out, that one was empty as per stated by me.
Of course.
And then he sat back down and then he like tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, I thought like her brother was in there and he just didn't lock it, and like tried to apologize. And I'm like, okay, you just stay over there with your...
We don't need to talk about this. Yeah. I will never see you again.
Yeah, he was watching CNN the whole time and had his freaking monogram briefcase at his feet. I was like, okay. Yeah.
He was one of those financial bros coming back.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I hope he didn't actually live in San Diego, but whatever. So that was the most drums of the weekend, but everything else was pristine and it was great. So hopefully we'll be able to take another I don't know. I don't think another vacation like that's going to happen this year. And the holidays, I don't count as vacation. So
agreed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now, like even saying goodbyes to like friends and family, I was like, all right, we'll see you around the holidays.
Yeah.
Like,
sure. Hi.
That's like the next big thing, I guess. I mean, unless we take time off in like October, but.
Yeah. Well, I am going to Florida next month for Bruno, but I'm going to be working out there. Maybe take like one day off because we're going to go to Tampa. But I'll have to show you the Airbnb that we rented. I'm so excited. There's a pool, there's a mini golf, and it's like a whole pool table. It's like a whole vibe. But
that'll be so fun.
We'll let this vacation sink in first, and then we'll move to the next one. Well, we'll get to some golf updates. Again, the best we can. Because we had some catching up to do. But before we get to the FedEx Cup and all of the things related, I do want to call out Asterisk Talley for winning the U.S. Amateur. She was the runner-up at the Augusta Women's Am. I think that one was a tough loss for her because she was ahead, I believe, on the third day or second day. I think it's only a 3-day tournament. But the second to last day, and then kind of lost it on the last day. So I think this was a good redemption for her. And she's only 17, but she's played some pretty big LPGA tournaments so far, including the U.S. Women's Open. So that is definitely a up-and-coming LPGA star. When she finishes her college career, I'm sure she's going to have some good results. So congratulations to Asterisk. And, well, if you know is it Greek or Latin? But her name means star. And, so it's kind of fitting. On the, well, not men's side really, but there was this story circulating about Michael Block, and Michael Block had his moment. I think it was a PGA Championship a couple years ago where he was paired with Rory. He got a hole-in-one. It was this whole big thing, and then he got really popular. I don't know. I'm kind of over him a little bit. He secured the Malbon deal, but he was competing at this senior European Tour event, and he showed up late to his tee time. We know what happens when you show up late to your tee time, people. You get a stroke penalty. He said he was like taking pictures with fans and signing autographs, so that's what caused him to be late. Yep, you are late. But he owned that. He said it was his first time in his career that he's been late. But then I don't know if this is completely true because he didn't address it on his social media, but apparently he wasn't too thrilled about the course conditions, and he has already assessed the penalty. So I think on the back nine, like maybe the 14th hole, he just decided to withdraw. There was reports that he didn't inform his playing partners, but he said he did. So he just told them like, hey, I'm out of here.
I'm out.
Bye, guys.
I'm over it. I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
I'm just going to head on out.
Yeah, which I think is like kind of wacky, especially like you're like a PGA pro. I think he probably got some sort of, I don't know if he qualified or got some sort of exemption, but I just feel like that's like, I don't know, kind of like an entitled move.
Yeah.
You don't see these guys, like the pros out there, like the conditions aren't always the way that you want them to be, but you don't see Scotty just being like, well, I don't like how these bunkers are raking. I'm just going to head out of here.
Well, Right. Like when you are playing in a tournament, you're committing to play in the tournament until you either finish or
get cut or
get
whatever.
booted.
Yeah.
And it's not even like you walked off at the end and be like, I'm not coming back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like you are like, you have 5 more holes.
Yeah, just finish it out, man.
The back 9, I feel like goes by so much faster than the front 9.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe because you're like in a groove by then and like you're figuring out the course a little bit more. But yeah, I agree.
Not him.
Yeah, no. So I don't know. And then he called out a lot of the reports from social media saying like, make sure you have the story right before you whatever. So I don't know. I just feel like his 15
off of social media.
Yeah, his 15 minutes for me are up. I mean, they were up for me like a while ago. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of an interesting story that came up.
Yeah. Send him to LIV.
Yeah. Apparently, they have a new fun investor, BC Partners, about to shovel out $250 million, which I don't know how far that's going to get them because Jon Rahm is still owed $150 million on his contract. And I haven't read the full story, but apparently the players are going to get equity. There were some talks about concessions to be made about those remaining contract amounts. So I don't know if Jon Rahm is like, you can not pay me or pay me less.
Yeah.
But also he left the PGA Tour basically for that money. So if he forfeits it, then what was the whole point?
What was it for?
Yeah. And we know that he hasn't been playing as well as before he left the PGA Tour. It's still, I don't know. It sounds like, if you watched our previous episodes, it sounds like an Uncle Dennis deal with this BC Partners. And it just sounds so like sketchy to me. Like Scott O'Neill, who is the CEO of LIV, hasn't been completely upfront in his press conferences. I don't know what's happening behind closed doors with these players' meetings and what he's telling them. Bryson doesn't seem to be shaken by any of these. Like he's gabbing left and right about all this stuff. But to me, it just sounds like super sketchy. And after the LIV Bedminster event this past weekend where the president was there, the PIF guy, the main PIF guy was there, which is weird because PIF withdrew their investment. So why would this guy be there?
Yeah.
And then whoever this contact for BC Partners, which were like, is B Bryson?
Is that Bryson?
Is he investing in this league?
It sounds like it, and people love and hate Bryson. Like he's one of those like
polarizing
golfers, but like as much as he runs his mouth, it just sounds like it could be I'm gonna just don't pay me. I'll slip you guys some extra money.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing rolling and still try to outplay the PGA. Yeah. Like it's just give it up.
I wonder if there's I doubt it's him, but if it is him, I wonder what conflicts of interest arise there because he's a player, but then as the investor, you probably have some say in what happens with the tour, how events happen and things like that. So, and negotiations. Again, I think we're taking a big leap and I don't think it's him, but again, it just all sounds very sketcheroo to me of how this is all happening.
And great, there's an investor with $250 million, but like to your point, how far is that going to go?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it costs millions to just put on a tournament, let alone you paying your players, Jon Rahm, who's still out $150 million. So
the prize money?
It's like
the purses aren't small. Right. They're big.
No.
So
and that is why people went over there. And now, I don't know. Grass isn't always greener, people.
And I'm curious too, because last episode we reported that a lot of the LIV players were reaching out to DP and others to see how they can get their eligibility back to play on that tour to potentially get back into the PGA Tour. And then the PGA Tour has this whole like 2-track thing that they're going to do in 2028. So how does that come into play? But I'm wondering if this new investor has changed the minds for anyone that was thinking about jumping ship and had reached out to the DP World Tour. Like, is this, again, not sure what they talked about in this players meeting, but is the deal sweet enough to ease their concerns about the future of the tour, which, by the way, they haven't officially announced whether or not this team championship in Michigan that I know of, I haven't seen anything, is actually happening. So I don't know. I think a lot of questions still about the future of LIV, but it just sounds like it's getting, I don't know, a little murky with the logistics and the investors and things like that. It just doesn't seem on the up and up. But
no, doesn't sound like something I would want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Let alone my career.
Yeah.
But, you know,
because if you think about it, like golf in general is a volatile career. It's based on your playing. So to put so much of your livelihood, your family, and everything, and for LIV, we've talked about the players having to pay for their own travel or whatnot. For LIV, they're traveling overseas. They're not traveling around the United States. So these flights to Australia and Dubai and all these other places, those aren't cheap tickets. So I don't know, but yeah. So we'll see. One other thing, I just saw that the DP World Tour is bringing back the tournament in India, and a lot of the big names, Rory, Tommy, Victor. Last year, did you see the footage of Victor on the rickshaw? And he's just like recording himself. But apparently, like the players are super interested in playing in India. Like they love playing there. And I think there's talks about potentially having a tournament in Australia next year. So
with the kangaroos?
Yeah, with the Socceroos. But a lot of players have expressed interest about expanding PGA Tour tournaments outside of the United States, and Australia has been one of those places that like Scotty and others have brought up I think it would be cool. That'd be a cool element to bring it out of the
I think it'd be great. Yes. But I think it's like, okay, as time progresses, like I saw on the news that there's like a big hurricane heading towards Hawaii. So like who knows what's going to happen to Hawaii moving forward. The world is a crazy place. There's, you're going to have to deal with security and all of that. Like Australia, yes, it's probably the absolute furthest place from America, but you never really hear of like anything crazy happening there besides like kangaroos.
And their ginormous snakes and spiders. No, thank you.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, thank you on that. But the weather is usually pretty mild. There's nothing super, you don't hear of earthquakes and hurricanes and all of that hitting. So it opens up a new opportunity, which I feel like at this point, what do we have to lose?
Yeah. The PGA Tour does still have some work to go, I think, with kind of expanding its footprint and making it a little bit more interesting. We've talked about how before LIV is what it is, but it did bring these things kind of into question and made the PGA Tour reconsider its business model and how it's catering to the players and things like that and getting them involved in decisions. So maybe they're starting to listen and open up a little bit. But the PGA Tour, they did, I think the Arnold Palmer, the Century, which is the Torrey Pines, the new Farmers, and a couple others, they did secure those for the Champions track for 28. So there's a handful of those that are starting to come to fruition. So I think they said that they wanted to kind of solidify this before the end of the year for the 28 season. So I'm sure more announcements will come out as to which ones are going to be on the champion track, which one's going to be on the challenger track, which one of the ones in the last couple of weeks, the Rocket Challenge in Detroit, Rocket is not sponsoring that one anymore. And I don't know if I think it's Detroit Country Club, is going to be part of the tour. Maybe it'll get a new sponsor. Maybe it'll move down to that challenger track. But I think a lot of these things are going to start to kind of come to fruition and become a little clearer as the year goes into its second half, which is crazy, as we mentioned, that it is mid-August. But getting into the FedEx Championship and the playoffs. So the Wyndham Championship was this past weekend. It's the last regular season event before the playoffs. It was at Sedgefield Country Club in your kind of neck of the woods, Greensboro, North Carolina. The winner was Michael Brennan, who was kind of the local winner. He played at Wake Forest for his college career. I don't know if he played with Cam Young, but they had the same coach. This was his second win. His first win was at last year's Bank of Utah Championship, $1.534 million. He's only 24 years old too. And the cool thing that we were talking about with this tournament is obviously you need to get into the top 70 to make it to the playoffs. So seeing like everyone's rankings change as they were going through their round. But I think Michael started at like 96 going into the weekend. And with the win, he's now 47. So he's in the top
Good for
50.
him.
So if he kind of retains some points, he'll at least make it to the BMW Championship, which is next week, which is the top 50. So that was kind of cool. And going back to Cam Young won this tournament last year. And we saw how that kind of kicked off his season for 2026. So kind of a cool little tie-in there.
I love that.
And you know I'm a Duke girly, but one fun fact I did hear on the broadcast was Sedgefield Country Club was where the ACC formed its charter in like 1953 or whatever.
Oh, cool.
So the origins of the ACC happened at Sedgefield. So I thought that was a cool little story.
Yeah.
So Sunday it came down to him and Beau Hossler, which going back to the rankings, Beau needed to win this tournament to even make it into the top 70. And he just had some funky shots. Like in those last 4 or 5 holes, he was like hooking them. Is it hook left, slice right? Yeah, hooking left. Just not hitting great shots. Like ones that you would think, obviously he knew what was on the line. So when he hit these bad shots, like you could see it on his face. Like you could see the emotion, how he was frustrated. And again, it's, I mean, not cool, but it's interesting to see like the pressure of the moment and what is on the line for these guys. Like how we've been talking about, like this is their livelihood. They need to get into the top 100 to retain their tour card for next year. So it's very stressful. Yeah. But there's a very cute moment at the end. Michael's parents were there and his mom runs up to hug him and she's like, "We're going to the Masters." And it didn't even like clock to him at first. He's like, "Oh yeah, like I qualified for the Masters." So I thought that was a cute little moment with his parents, and they like his dad was even crying. They were just genuinely so excited for him. And the last 3 winners, Michael Brennan, Michael Thorbjornsen, who we've talked about before from Stanford, and Jackson Koivun are the youngest consecutive winners since 2017. They're all under 25. The Michaels are 24. And Jackson is 21. So I think it's cool to see this next generation that's kind of coming through. And I don't know if you had heard of this PGA University program, and I don't know when it was implemented. I think it's fairly recent, but there's university rankings. So the top player in the PGA U rankings gets a PGA Tour card for the remaining current year and then the following year. So actually Jackson... Cool. Yeah, Jackson got that tour card, but he went back to Auburn, remember, to try and get that second national championship. So he could have been on the tour already just because of all of that. And then the 2 to 10 ranks get a Korn Ferry Tour membership. So the number 1 guy gets to bypass like Korn Ferry and Q School and all of that and gets the tour card. And the Michaels and Jackson all got their tour cards from this PGA U program. So I thought that was kind of very cool. Yeah. So it pays off to be top college player. So congrats to Michael Brennan. He's only 24, but he's kind of like a Scotty. Kind of looks older. Like when he shakes off the hat. He looks like he could be 30, when Scotty looks like he could be 40.
He has that receding hairline.
No, not yet. He has a full head of curly brown hair. But, you know, wear the hat for a few more seasons and add in the stress of being on the tour, and I'm sure it'll catch up to you. So the FedEx Cup playoff picture, the top 70 are in place. Jackson Koivun, who we were just talking about, he made it in by his chinny chin chin, came in at 70. And the putt on 18 is crazy because he was putting for par. If he parred it, he would be 70 rank. If he birdied it, he would have been 69. And if he bogeyed it, he would have been 71. So imagine having that one...
How stressful.
I know. That one last putt on 18 to determine basically your future is wild. And he is I think he ties Tiger for the lowest number of starts before making it into the FedEx Cup playoffs. So he has 5 starts, 1 win. But yeah, just having that stat to Tiger Woods is crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah. But I think even at this tournament that he was even saying like he felt the pressure. Like it just looked so easy for him when he won. Like he was playing lights out golf. But this past weekend, I think he definitely was feeling the PGA Tour pressure.
It's hard. I mean, listen, they're not even 30 and he walked away with what would you say, like 1.5?
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
So sure. Yeah, I'd be crying when I won too.
Yeah.
And that pressure to continue, especially like if you do have that tour card of,
Retaining it.
you retaining it. And like, you don't want to be like a one and done, right? Especially with, being so young. But no, I mean, it's really cool to watch and cool to see because like you said, like that's like when we were getting into golf more and we're seeing the spring break trip.
Yeah.
Of like the OGs.
I know. The OGs.
I know, they're so old.
I know. The OGs have all made it though. Rickie is in, which I saw a thing on Rickie Fowler. He hasn't had the wins, but he's ranked like 30 something. He's played consistent golf and he's been a little under the radar. Also, apparently he's been suffering from a 2-year sinus infection, which I don't even know how that works, but I've had sinus infections before and they suck. So I can't even imagine dealing with this ongoing thing for 2 years, but I guess after the playoffs, he's getting surgery for it. So maybe that's part of what's impacted his play up until this year where he's been doing better. But Jordan, our friend Jordan, Hot Mike Jordan, is also in. There was a stat that he's the only top 70 player who hasn't had a top 10 finish all season. And he's into, I forget what his ranking is. I think it's like 60 something. But that's just crazy too. I guess that shows his consistency because even though he hasn't had wins or top 10 finishes, he's still playing good enough.
He's still playing well. Yeah, I feel like every time I've seen Jordan this season, you don't see a lot of coverage on him because he's not like in the leaderboard, but you always see a glimpse of him and some like crazy shot he hits.
Yeah, because he's like under a bush or like behind a tree.
He hits it like 6 foot from the hole. You're like,
yeah, he's still fun to watch, and I think.
Yeah.
I commented on some video of Jordan where I think he needs like a broadcasting position after he's done playing, kind of like a Smiley, because I think he could give a lot of insights. And they actually had him because the Rocket Classic, they had this Quiet Please coverage on ESPN where there was no commentators. It was the weirdest thing. I watched it for like 20 minutes and I hated it. It was dead silent, but they had the player caddy conversations because some of them were mic'd up. But it was just so weird to like watch coverage and they're just out there golfing, but you hear nothing.
I know.
I get what they were trying to do because of all the noise and the ba-ba-booies and all the stuff that people are yelling. But I think it was too quiet. Like I need some play-by-play.
I need something. Yeah. I know. My father-in-law loved it. Because he's like, they just talk too much. And I'm like, I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. They do talk a lot.
Yeah. And there are better ones than others, but I need some sort of, but also and probably because he knows more about the game so he can follow, but for like us, we probably need a little bit more guidance as to what they're thinking and how they're playing this shot, whereas Steven can probably just figure it out on his own.
Yeah, no, but I agree. It's like weird. I'm like, okay, so who is this? What hole are they on?
Yeah.
What club are they pulling?
What's the distance?
How far do they have to go?
Yeah. Instead of just hearing leaves rustling in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
So, ESPN, if you would like our feedback, we are not fans of the Quiet Please segment, unless you just have the mic on Jordan all the time, and that's entertainment for me. But
yes.
So the top 70 make it into the playoffs. The first event is the FedEx St. Jude this weekend, which is at TPC Southwind in Memphis, I believe. And going back to Rickie, he had talked about the next few weeks, and we were talking about humidity. It is going to be 100 degrees in Memphis this weekend with like 60% humidity. I don't know where the BMW championship is. We'll obviously report on that one next week. But it is going to be hot and soupy throughout these FedEx playoffs, and let the guys wear shorts. Like,
seriously. And also, that is the time to pull a Michael Block and be like, guys, it's too hot. I'm out.
See ya. Gotta go jump in the pool.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna go jump in this pond. It's so hot. Like, I don't know. Are they gonna be able to like change shirts? Like, because they're gonna be.
Yeah. Well, in tennis, you see those guys like when they go to their bench or whatever, they change shirts. But I don't think it's the same for golfers. Like they don't have the facilities access. Well, tennis players also don't care. They're just changing their shirts in the middle. but
PGA would not be happy.
Yeah, but also I feel like the bodies on the tennis players are a little bit better than the golfers. So, like,
listen, I love Scotty, but like, you got a dad bod.
Yeah, I think even like Brooks has a dad bod now.
Yeah. So also, Brooks has not been playing well.
No,
I saw it.
Yeah, he in his press conference this week, I think after the Wyndham, he basically said it was like pathetic that he couldn't make the playoffs. He's in his prime. He's ranked 97, so he's hanging on the edge for his tour card. He's probably going to have to play some of these fall series events to retain, at least to make sure he keeps his card. But I still appreciate Brooks kind of eating crow and taking the right path back to the PGA Tour. He's always been he's always had that attitude and bravado or whatever, which has been a turnoff to some people. But at the end of the day, even though this wasn't the result that he wanted, I appreciate that he's going out there and grinding and playing tournaments that he probably hasn't played in the past, like before he went to LIV. And he's just sucking it up. And he's still in his prime. He's going to bounce back once this kind of wacky transition year is over. So hopefully Brooksy will do a little bit better in the 2027 season. But again, I appreciate what he is doing. So one of the things for the FedEx Cup playoffs that I didn't necessarily love is the past few years they did this thing like when they got to the Tour Championship, the number one player would start at like a 9 under and then from there, or 10 under, and then it was like 9 under, whatever. And I think they were doing that to kind of spice it up, but it was weird. Like, why don't you just start everyone at 0? And just play it. I don't know. It didn't add anything to me. Like, it didn't make it any more interesting to me. Like, giving Scotty a 10 under lead, like, that doesn't make it fun for me. Like, make them earn it. They've been earning it all season. Why give them a weird advantage now? And $10 million is on the line. So go out there and grind and earn your $10 million.
Correct.
So that's how I feel about that. Rory committed to playing at the FedEx St. Jude this week. It's the first year since 2021 he is not in the top 10. I actually think he's number 11. But
I was like, wait, I thought he was really far up there.
Yeah, he's up there. He's just not in the top 10. Yeah, but obviously he's only played 14 events this year. And as we've been talking about, Rory's just in this phase of his career where he's prioritizing other things. And he even said, until PGA Tour changes it, he said the hard thing out loud. He's like, I just need to be in the top 30 to make it to the Tour Championship. So why am I out here stressing? And I'm sure if he was ranked lower, he would play in more tournaments. But for Rory, if Rory, the day that Rory is outside of the top 70, it there has been a shift, because this guy has been playing on the PGA Tour for 20 plus years, which is crazy to think about.
So insane.
Yeah. But yeah, the day that Rory is outside of the top 70 or at risk of losing, well, he has PGA Tour membership for life now because of his wins. But yeah, the day that happens will be a wild day for the PGA Tour. But I don't know. It doesn't seem to bother him. He's fine with number 11.
Yeah, I mean, he'll still bring home the money.
Right. So the top 5, Scotty, still the mans to beat. Scotty, number 1, Cam Young, number 2, Matt Fitzpatrick, Wyndham Clark, and Colin Morikawa, which I think number 5 for Colin is a weird one because he hasn't.
Yeah.
Did he win this year? I don't think he's won this year, but he has been in the top 10. So that makes sense. But the first 4 I mentioned are probably still in the player of the year conversation. I don't think Colin really is. I don't think they've announced the President's Cup team yet, but obviously those guys, well, besides Matt Fitzpatrick, because he's Europe, but are in the conversation. And then the young guys, like Jackson, like the Michaels, are kind of making an argument for potentially being captain's picks for the President's Cup. So we'll see how that kind of, I'm assuming they would have to finalize these rosters by the end of August because the events.
I was going to say over the next few weeks.
Yeah. So a lot on the line, but it'll be cool to see how this all shakes out and maybe, I don't know, maybe Scotty will just have this crazy resurgence and his putts will go in. And if he wins the FedEx Cup, he could be the player of the year because he was already in that discussion, even though he only has the 1 win. But If he wins the tour championship, he's right back in that discussion.
Right back in it.
Here comes Scotty.
He's really gonna make some putts.
Yeah.
Like, it's been hard to watch him putt.
Yeah, it's like ones that should be easy for him. Like putt 6 feet.
It's like me putting. Like, it's a 6-foot putt, but I'm hitting it 8 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Is it the reads? I don't think it's yips. I don't know. Maybe his reading is just off because he doesn't really rely on Ted Scott to help him read putts. He's usually doing it on his own. So I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe Scotty will make a little bit of a comeback. So we'll report on how these events go for the FedEx Cup over the next few weeks. On the LPGA, the one event that we didn't get to talk about was the AIG Women's Open, which was the last major of the season. Major season is over. Shiho Kuwaki, her first PGA Tour win. She has been doing well on the Asian Tour, and they were saying that she was probably going to get her LPGA Tour card soon, but with this win, she gets her tour card. It actually went to a 2-hole playoff with Esther Henseleit, and I think Esther just messed up on the second playing hole. But the funny story here is apparently she likes to drink a lot. Not like abusive drink a lot, but she enjoys a beverage or two.
Okay.
So when she won, she was like, and this was all translated, by the way, from Japanese, but she said she was going to go, hang out and drink a lot after this win, which, hats off to you. I'd probably do the same thing. So
go drink some soju, some sake.
Yeah.
Have a great time.
Are you a cold sake person or warm sake?
Cold.
Really?
Cold. Are you warm?
I don't know. I don't think I've had enough experience with sake to really... I've had both, obviously.
Yeah.
And maybe it depends. Like, kind of like wine, when you drink like white in the summer and you drink red in the winter. Maybe it's an occasion type thing. But I can see the gravitation towards cold versus warm. Because the warm is...
I just feel like it goes down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it has to be filtered. I think I like the filtered versus unfiltered.
Yeah, I don't know much about this. I have heard that about filtered, but I don't know what the difference is. Plus, you can't see it. It's in the little bottle that's not like you can't see in it. So I don't know what
I just know. I like that label. I like that bottle. And
how would you even know the label? It's in Japanese.
It's a picture or something.
Oh, are you talking about like wine bottle labels where it's like the pretty label? Yeah. Okay. I was like, how you're reading? Do you know how to read Japanese all of a sudden?
No. Nope. Sure don't.
Yeah. But similar to my wines, I probably prefer a little bit on the sweet side, but not like completely sweet. Agreed. I need a little hint of a fruit.
I need a little bit. I like the yogurt flavor. It sounds gross.
Is that like a thing? Like if I go to a sushi place and they're like, give me that yogurt flavored sake.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try that on my next job. Wow, we have gotten way off topic. But congrats to Shiho. And you just drink all of the things.
I hope you drank all
I think it was whiskey, she was saying. Was it whiskey?
I can't help her with
It was
that.
a brown liquor. I don't do the brown.
No.
But so when I was in Boston, we went to this wine bar and there was a chilled red wine. And I didn't know that chilled red wine was a thing. It's not like
I love a good chilled.
Yeah, and it's not the heavy bodied, like it's not like a cab, but it's like the thinner.
It's still like a round body, but it's still like light.
Yeah. But it's thinner in color. Like it's not like the deep red that you see in a cab.
You can almost like, I mean, this sounds so stupid, but it's like a lighter red. You can almost like see through it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Versus,
Yeah.
This is not the proper terminology at all.
We are not sommeliers, people, but we do enjoy a nice. But yeah, this might be my new thing. It was a Santa Barbara one. I think I took a picture of it. Hang tight.
Yeah.
Hold the phone. I did take a few pictures of my food, obviously.
Duh.
Let's see. I also had the best espresso martini I've ever had from this place in Falmouth. The bartender at first was a little like, we sat down and he was on his phone and we're like, does he see us? So we were like, this guy's kind of whatever. And then he turned out to be like the nicest guy and he made the best espresso martinis. So, okay. So it was called a Carbonic Sangiovese. from
Yep.
Stolpman Vineyards in Santa Barbara County. It was called Love You Bunches.
Wait, I think I've had that before. Because I remember it being, I remember a Love You Bunches.
Yeah. So
But I
maybe.
would like a Sangiovese.
Yeah. So I don't know if I can order it, but I don't know. The chilled
Yum.
reds might be are they all like, is carbonic the type? Or what?
You're going to have to text Chad.
Oh, God.
I have no idea.
Chad, besides your golf knowledge, we need your wine knowledge as well.
Yeah. We're doing a wine dinner on Friday.
Oh, are you going to that wine bar? Or the place your friend owns? You can ask him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the scoop.
Yeah, we'll ask them. But they're hosting a dinner with some vineyard. So it's like a, I don't know, half or 5-course meal, and we have tastings with it. So
love that. Okay, well, ask your boy about this chilled wine carbonic. I'll send you the picture I took and you can ask him. But, when we're going back to labels, I like the Love You Bunches. It was really fun. So, well, getting back on topic to the golf things. So, major season for LPGA is over. Nelly has her 2, Hayden has her 2, and Shiho has the 1. Now the look ahead is to the Solheim Cup. The European team has their roster set. I'm going to butcher a bunch of names here, but the qualifiers: Lottie Wood, Charlie Hull, Maya Stark, Celine Boutier, Esther Henslett, Carlotta Saganda, Lynn Grant, and did I do this right? Nana Madsen, is that her name? Yeah. And then the captain's pick, Leona Maguire, Julia Lopez Ramirez, who I actually saw at the U.S. Women's Open, Nastasia Nadaud, and Mimi Rhodes. And
nice.
There's 4 rookies on this team. 3 of the captain's picks were rookies. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, they have a lot of faith in the up-and-coming young LPGA stars. So that will be cool to watch. The U.S. roster has not been finalized. Nelly is the only one who's clinched a spot. I don't know why it takes longer for the U.S. roster to get solidified. Maybe it's because of the Let Tour being part of...
Yeah.
But I can look into that one and see why. But yeah, again, this roster has to be finalized probably in the next couple of weeks because the event's right after Labor Day in the Netherlands, which will be very cool.
Gorgeous.
I know. I love it. But there is another tournament. There's 3 more tournaments coming up before the Solheim Cup. This weekend is the Portland Classic at Columbia Edgewater Country Club in Portland, Oregon. Last year's winner was Aki Iwai, who's been playing great this season. It's the longest running non-major and is the only tournament in the Pacific Northwest. So I thought,
cool.
Yeah. Well, the weather up there is a little dodgy.
Stat.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I'm wondering because they've had all those wildfires up in Spokane area. And I don't know how close Spokane is to Portland. Oh, actually, we're in Oregon, not Washington. My God.
No.
I mean, they border, but...
Yeah. I mean, even if it's... I mean, listen, we were feeling it from the Canadian wildfires.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely going to be some sort of... I mean, I guess it depends on the wind. But there might be some...
residual stuff.
Breathing conditions issues, but...
We'll have to keep an eye out if they mention anything about that. But I didn't really look at the field. Not very prepared. But...
We're just coming up for vacation. We'll talk about it more next week.
Yeah, we'll do a little recap next week. And as we mentioned, PGA Tour, the FedEx St. Jude, defending champion is Justin Rose, who's also been playing well this year. So giddy up, people. It's going to be a fun FedEx Cup playoffs. We'll see who comes out of the pack, if it's one of the newbies, one of these youngins, if it's an OG, or if it's just some rando who decides to play well over the next 3 weeks and take home that $10 million. So we are happy to be back with all of you. I did miss Amanda. I did miss the golf updates and writing down all my stats. But it was nice to take a little vacation. We hope that all of you have had a chance to get a little vacation in. Work is crazy. The world is crazy. So we all need some time to decompress and enjoy life, enjoy friends and family. So we will be back next week to report on all of the FedEx Cup haps, and maybe there will be more on BC Partners with LIV Golf. And Uncle, what's his name? Uncle Dennis is involved.
Uncle Dennis.
Amanda will scuff him out.
Run.
Yeah. I did listen to the podcast on Uncle Dennis, and the story is crazy.
I know. They came out with another, it was part 13.
Oh my God.
to the story. It came out like Sunday and we listened to it on the way back. It's getting even crazier.
Yeah. If you guys don't know what we're talking about Kawhi Leonard's Uncle Dennis and this whole thing holding up his trade from the Clippers to the Raptors. But yes, if you haven't, go listen to our podcast and the other ones that talking about it. But we will leave you with that, and we will see you all next week for some FedEx Cups happenings. See you later. Bye.
Bye.